Happy Sunday, Patriots fans. Coming up here on today's show, I want to talk about two things, mainly on the offensive side of the ball. Number one, the biggest concern heading into NFL training camp. Will this get resolved during training camp, or is it going to be another rough year for the Patriots offense? We're going to talk about that on the back half of the show. Tell me why Bleacher Report has the worst quarterback room in the NFL. The Patriots are ranked the 6th worst. We're going to break that down. I'm going to give you my thoughts and why I think, well, they're just wrong. But before I go on ahead and jump into that, let me know what you guys think. Your biggest concern heading into training camp, it could be a number of things. It could be offense, defense, coaching staff. It could be the rookies, the veterans, anything going on. Let me know in the comment section below, and let's talk about it. Because personally, my biggest concern is the left tackle position. The offensive line as a whole does give me nightmares, but that left tackle spot, I have no idea what the Patriots are doing right now in order to make sure that that position is solidified, especially if you're going to have a rookie in the backfield, which could be a very real possibility with Drake Maye. Here's what Evan Lazar had to say about the O-line guru, Brandon Thorne. Annual rankings are out. Brandon ranks the Patriots as the 2nd worst offensive line in the NFL, only ahead of the Commanders. If this holds, it could factor into the decision of when to start Drake Maye, because that's been a huge question you guys have asked me. Allie, when do you think Drake Maye is going to start? I've said maybe week 5 if they really want to run with a veteran to start their season, but I also could see Drake Maye really taking that QB1 spot in this race during training camp. But what's the point of putting Maye back there if you haven't protected his blind side at the left tackle? Well, here is what Chad Gaff of The Athletic. He writes about the New England Patriots for The Athletic on the Patriots left tackle position. The Pats waited until the 3rd round to address their massive need at the most crucial position on the O-line, then used that pick on Caedan Wallace, a guy who hasn't played left tackle since high school. And Wallace is competing for the job of protecting Drake Maye's blind side with Chukwuma Okorafor, the Steelers' swing tackle last season. The results in spring practices weren't great for the offensive line. For now, they need to hope that was simply a sign of the team's good pass rush, not of what's to come for this group this season. So like I said, the offensive line as a whole, not the best. And it hasn't been the best for the last 3 seasons for the New England Patriots. But that left tackle spot, as of right now, I don't think Chuck's doing a bad job. I think Okorafor's doing fine. But keep in mind, they haven't even put on pads yet. This is the X's and O's, the technique part of the offseason. And then you got Onwenu, who you just re-signed to play right guard for you at right tackle. Wallace in the 2nd place there at that right tackle position. And then you got Nick Leverett, who's moving in at the left guard. City, so keep doing your thing. I love you at left guard next to David Andrews. But I do think he was really influential on the right side last year next to Onwenu. That 1-2 punch of Onwenu and so was beautiful. But now they're mixing and matching. So I'm wondering, all right, you're not going to draft Caedan Wallace and immediately throw the rookie to go protect a rookie in his first year in the NFL at that blind side. So I'm thinking, all right, maybe they're sticking him on the right tackle position just to get him NFL reps. And that's not a bad type of deal going into your first year of the NFL. They do not want to put the most important position on the player with the least amount of experience in the NFL. So I'm hoping the plan here for the Patriots is just let Wallace kind of get used to the NFL at that right tackle position and put Onwenu at that right tackle position, and then year 2, you move him over to the left side. I do think Okorafor is a temporary solution. I think that they signed him to fill a temporary role. Does it happen to be the most important position on the offensive line? Yes. Does that scare me? Yes. But I don't think Okorafor is going to be your starting left tackle for the next 10 years in the NFL. I think they're definitely going to make this a higher priority towards year 2, because you got to think this is the long haul. They're not really trying to put all the pieces out there to be the best team in the NFL. They're rebuilding, which it's going to take a couple of years for all of those pieces to come into play. But the Patriots did just sign left guard Liam Fornado from the UFL for a 3-year deal. A kid that has never played in the NFL, only in UFL/XFL. They signed him for a 3-year deal. This is telling me they're thinking big picture. They're thinking long haul. Why? Because Liam Fornado has primarily played the left side almost his entire football career. He played left tackle at JMU, then he went to left guard. He played a little bit of right guard for the DC Defenders. So he's been pretty much a utility player on the offensive line. If they just signed a player for 3 years who's never played in the NFL, they're definitely hoping he can make a big impact in the next 3 years. Overall, I do think it is way too early to determine whether or not this offensive line is going to be make or break. We haven't seen them in pads yet. And I do believe they've got the fundamentals down. I believe they've got the foundation of who could be the starting five on the offensive line. I'm a little bit nervous that they're moving so many players around all at once. I think it's just trying to swallow a big pill way too early. But I do think that if your foundation's there, everything is going to start to fit. All the puzzle pieces will start to come together, and hopefully we'll see a little bit more of that in training camp. But another question here for you guys before I jump into the quarterback battle that Bleacher Report had to say is, name your starting five on offensive line. Give me left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, right tackle. Let me know who you guys want to start week 1 of the NFL season. And because the NFL season is actually closer than we think it is, going ahead and predict the record for the 2024 New England Patriots, I think they're going to have at least 7 wins. I really do. I think they've got the structure and the players to be able to be a 7-win team, but how it all comes together, well, that is still to be determined. So let me know your record down below for your New England Patriots. And then let's talk about what Bleacher Report had to say. They ranked the Patriots quarterback situation the 6th worst in the NFL. The Patriots are getting a lot of harsh predictions before the start of the season because it's all new. Nobody knows how this is going to play out. And when you look at the quarterback room, that does not look like the 6th worst in the NFL to me. I'm going to be honest. It doesn't look like the number 1, but I do think Jacoby Brissett, he's played enough in the NFL that you kind of know what you're getting out of him. We do not know what you are going to get out of 2 of 4 of these quarterbacks in the National Football League. Drake Maye could explode in his rookie year, pending that left tackle blindside protection. Joe Milton, same thing. I think he could really make QB3 here for the Patriots, while Zappy could play for another team in the upcoming 2024 NFL season. But Bleacher Report's biggest concern surrounding Drake Maye and why the Patriots drafted Drake Maye is that the more concerning problem with their rebuilding approach is that they've drafted Drake Maye without the surrounding talent for him to succeed. He was the top quarterback on our big board, but the Patriots have a dearth? Well, whatever. Of proven production at 2 of the most important positions for a signal caller. So you're going to have that at the left tackle position right there. I told you, it's a big concern for me, for Bleacher Report, for pretty much anybody that knows ball at left tackle. It keeps me up at night. But I'll tell you what doesn't. Drake Maye's ability to be an efficient NFL quarterback. I love what he brought to the NFL draft. I love what he brought in college. And yes, it's a big fat question mark because you don't know how that's going to translate to the NFL. But I think training camp is where he could actually move up from QB2 and take that QB1 spot. Whether or not they do provide him with that protection, that's up to the Patriots. But here's why I think it's got to be Maye. Here is why I think you can get to a 7-win season. I think he is a phenomenal mobile quarterback. I think his football IQ has proven that in several leagues throughout his time in his football career. I think he knows how to scramble. He knows how to be mobile in the pocket. He's got great field vision, and I do think that they have given him the wide receiver resources to be proven as a QB1. Better than last year, at least with Mac Jones. The O-line is still a question mark. I get it. He can't do much, but he didn't have a good O-line at UNC. And he learned how to scramble. He learned how to be mobile. That's why I think he's going to adjust. Maybe take him a couple weeks, but he could adjust to a kind of sloppy offensive line. He just has to have the receivers, which I do think he has several, that could at least be a primary target for the rookie quarterback. But what do you guys like out of Drake Maye? There are several aspects of his game that you guys could talk about right now on why you think Drake Maye should be QB1 in 2024. I've seen your comments. I know how you feel about the kid. Go on ahead, drop it down below. And as always, hit that sub button for me if you guys haven't already. Anything and everything New England Patriots you're going to find right here for free, so subscribe.